Hi friends, and welcome to WedLocks Education with me, Nine Morrison. If you don't know me, my name is Nine, like the number, and I'm a licensed bridal beauty expert who also owns a hair extension brand. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and hit the notification bell so you can see our videos every single time we post. Now today is a very special day because today I am here with my TikTok friend, MELISSAANGER, in real life. Melissa is a licensed and practicing hairstylist in conjunction with being a hair loss practitioner. I've learned so much from Melissa, so be sure to give her a follow either on Instagram or on TikTok, and let's get into the video.
How did you get into hair loss? How did you become a hair loss specialist? Was it because of your own stuff? Like, were you going through your own hair loss journey?
So it was about 6 years ago. I started to notice that at least 50% of my clientele were mentioning casually that they felt like they were losing their hair. And at the time, I really didn't take it seriously. And honestly, a lot of it had to do with the way that they were approaching it too. They would sit down in a chair and say, "Oh my gosh, does my hair look any thinner? I swear I'm going bald." It was just casually mentioned. But then I started to notice a pattern, and there were more and more
Of your clients.
More and more clients. And it got to the point where it was almost like an epidemic. Something was going on. Why are so many women seeing such an increase in noticeable hair loss? And then it was about a year later, I started dealing with hair loss myself.
Okay.
And had gone to my doctor. I had blood work done. And it really puts things into perspective when you're
going through it.
Deal with hair loss yourself. Yes. So I started to just simply look into things like, okay, maybe some of these clients are dealing with a thyroid issue like I was dealing with.
Okay.
And then I had a client who was dealing with hair loss associated with a medication that she was taking. We were doing her hair. She was casually mentioning this medication and what she was doing she had picked up a toenail fungus at a nail salon and had to take a medication that was leading to her hair loss. And she said
such a small, innocuous thing.
Yes.
Oh, I'm taking a medication for a foot fungus.
And she started looking into the red light therapy caps. And they were newer on the market. I knew of them, but I didn't know about them. So she started reading the description of the cap she was looking at buying. And the cap in particular that she was going to buy was about $1,200. We talked about how it was pricey, but she was desperate. And she started reading the description of this helmet that she was going to buy. And something clicked. It was like, wait a minute. What if there's more of this issue that's going on with women and hair loss? So it really honestly snowballed into, okay, I'm going to put a pin in this. This can be a reason for hair loss. I'm going to put a pin in this. And every time I would see my own personal doctor, I would bring this up to him, pick his brain, and then that turned into me making appointments just to go in, pick his brain about specific things that I had researched, and it's turned into what it is today.
Have you always nerded out about medical stuff?
Always.
Okay, so that's always been like
yes.
a fun little like niche for you that you've always liked is like medical
Absolutely.
things.
Even
my sister-in-law Sarah is the exact same way.
Okay.
She asked my mother-in-law, can I see like all of your medical stuff? Because I want to read into it and I want to go to your next appointment with you because I've got questions. Yeah. Right. And I'm like, I didn't know that was your interest. She's also a hairstylist.
Okay.
So funny. So, maybe there's a correlation there, but you've always been into
always even the technical side of products and
ingredients and all those things.
The pH,
that makes sense.
The molecular weight of things. Those have always been very interesting to me, and so this really kind of fit into place. The more I looked into hair loss, the more it kind of followed that path of this is very technical. There's a lot of there's a lot of things to look into. It's not just one reason and one reason only. And I've always had a really good memory. And so I would retain things and hold on to them. And then at different times, different things would click. Like somebody not having a gallbladder and having a bile deficiency. That is going to change your liver function. And so something would click like, wait a minute, we store certain vitamins like iron and vitamin D, and those deficiencies will lead to hair loss. So if there's an issue with the way that the liver is holding on to these vitamins and minerals, maybe that's where the deficiency is coming from.
Yeah.
And that's the actual issue. That's why people are losing their hair. So
You're literally the Nancy Drew of hair loss.
try to be.
Yeah. I'm over here trying to figure out what makes you tick and what makes you so interested in this like hyper.
It's just fascinating to me.
No, I love that.
It's absolutely
And
fascinating.
I'm so glad that there are people out there that are, you know,
Right.
doing this work, because you're not a medical professional.
No.
You're a hairstylist.
So I've taken courses to become a hair loss practitioner.
Amazing.
So it's a little bit different,
Cool.
but
What does that look like?
there are different courses that you can take to become more of a professional, to where you can speak more on
Yes.
issues that can be leading to hair loss.
Awesome. And so I know we've talked about it earlier, or you said like you've had nurse practitioners and other medical people come to you being
Yeah.
like, I want to learn
Yeah.
what you know.
Even my own doctor has said, you know, I genuinely appreciate people like you that take the time to go over information and retain all of this, and you've created this almost like a flow chart of,
Yes.
if this is the issue, this is what you need to check into. If this is okay and this is okay, this is where it's going to, this is where you'll end up. This is where you need to focus on to work on your hair loss specifically.
You're seriously just such a wealth of knowledge, and just listening to you speak and watching your lives. If you're make sure you're following Melissa on TikTok. I may browse in here. We just went live, and just listening to you answer questions and interact with your followers. The fact that you even know what all these little acronyms are that all these people are talking about in the comments, and they're like, oh, I have RA, I have this, I have DT, I have PL, and you're like, oh yeah, I know. It's so impressive, and we all have like these little hyper focuses in our niches within our niche, right?
Yes.
The niche within the niche.
Yeah.
And mine has been bridal and hair extensions. It's been hair extensions my whole career, and then bridal half of it. And that's the thing, is like, when I talk about bridal and we talk about, like, if you want to talk to me about wedding hair, I will get down to the nitty gritty.
Yes.
And like all this, these things where people are like, damn, that girl knows her stuff. And that's exactly how I felt sitting next to you, where I was like, wow. That's amazing.
So years ago, the only information that was available really on hair loss was a course or a class that you could take from certain brands
that were peddling their own products.
Yes, topical products, and they're well-known brands.
Yeah.
But even looking back on the information that they gave, it's very generic
And surface level.
Yes, absolutely. So when you've established that, okay, your type of hair loss is androgenetic alopecia, so this is considered hereditary, or it's considered hair loss from an imbalance in sex hormones. You've determined what the cause is, but why is that happening? Why do you as a woman randomly have an increase in testosterone? To me, that should be the main concern. So are you dealing with insulin resistance? Do you have PCOS that's been undiagnosed? Are you taking some form of hormone, birth control, hormone replacement therapy that's maybe changing your hormones a little bit? While topical DHT inhibitors that can be taken internally can be effective, it's not ideal to be on something long term. I mean, really, you want to find the underlying issue, and let's tackle that rather than just focus on, we know what this is, but let's figure out why this is happening and focus on that. So insulin resistance is always a good example. Long term, if you want to work on hair loss related to insulin resistance, you have to make changes in your diet. You have to.
Yeah.
If you don't, which there are plenty of people out there that don't, that's fine. But then I feel like
then the symptoms will persist.
There has to be a level of understanding of, then you will continuously be on a certain medication, or you will be on a DHT inhibitor to help your hair loss related to insulin resistance.
Yeah. Walk me through what the steps kind of are as far as like the hair loss steps, or what kind of steps you walk your clients through. And
so the first thing, hands down, you have to have blood work. So there are about 6 different types of hair loss that we know of, but they are all caused from different things, and you have to have blood work done, or in some cases a scalp biopsy, or you have to have a dermatologist look at your scalp under a scope. These are things you have to have done. And the important reason why you have to go about it that way is you don't want to just start taking extra iron, extra vitamin D.
If that's not what's doing it.
No, because fat-soluble vitamins, so there's 4 vitamins, there's 8 minerals, these are stored in your body. And if you're taking too much of something, there's a toxicity, and you have symptoms of toxicities, and it can make you sick.
Yeah.
And so it's important to have blood work done to check specifically to see if hormones are off, if there are specific vitamin deficiencies. Then you can better pinpoint how to tackle or how to try and help your hair loss that you're dealing with. It's very common for people to be dealing with more than one type of hair loss at one time.
That's an interesting point.
And so sometimes if you were to go in and have a dermatologist look at your scalp and he sees miniaturization on your scalp, but it's in 2 different areas, that's 2 different types of hair loss. But you have to confirm that through blood work.
Gotcha.
So sometimes it's not an accurate diagnosis if you go in and your doctor looks at your scalp and says, oh, you have miniaturization, you have an increase in facial hair, you have PCOS. They don't know that for sure unless they check your sex hormone. So blood work is always the very first place that I have clients start. Go to your doctor. Here's a very specific list of blood work that you can have done. And if your doctor does not find a diagnosis to connect the reason to ask for that blood work, a lot of times insurance companies won't cover that.
Won't do the blood work just because you're asking for it. They need to have a reason
in order for insurance to cover
it.
Yes. So
if that's not an option.
Yes. So when you have blood work done and you say, I will pay for it out of pocket, if you're having it done in your doctor's office, you have to pay an extra fee for them to file it properly to protect your HIPAA rights. So there are now companies where you can order your own blood work.
Oh, nice.
You're still paying for it out of pocket, but it's cheaper because you're not paying for that filing fee. You can even go through companies like LabCorp directly to order your own blood work.
Yeah.
You get the results sent to you directly a couple of days after you've had it done. You can then take your results to your doctor and get a thorough look at everything that could potentially be going on leading to your hair loss.
I like that. I didn't even think about, you could go to like an outside source that you can just like mail it in, like a 23andMe test, right? That's awesome.
Yeah, and there's a lot of doctors that are now saying, ideally, in the next 5 to 10 years, that would be the route that any blood work, that's the route we would go with having any blood work done.
Yeah. I mean, I did genetic testing on Raja here, and I paid extra to do like the health workup on her, and I mean, they found her genetics that make her hairless. They found the genetics that make her teeth so bad. They identified everything there. And so I'm like, and that was just spit. Right. That wasn't even blood.
Yeah, no, right? There are some tests where they will take a saliva and urine sample, and there's lots of different options.
That's amazing. And I know you also talked about in our live earlier going to somebody like a naturopath.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a great option as well.
Yes. Typically, functional medicine doctors look more thoroughly into blood work that you're having done. They're not just checking serum levels, they're checking individual levels within your cells. How are you utilizing? How are you absorbing different vitamins and minerals? They will look beyond specific hormones when it comes to your thyroid. They are very thorough, and some will even take it as far to look into what's going on with your gut health. Let's do a stool sample. Let's see if there's a pathogen overgrowth within the gut. Yeah.
So somebody's like, so if the person you're going to do blood work is like also like, hey, we might want to get a stool sample, you'd be like, that's a good one. That's a good one. I like you. Right?
Or
if they're they want to do more than just
The
the
very
basic minimum surface level
Yeah.
stuff. And you're
'Cause
like,
you'll have-
no, I really want to get down to the bottom
Mhm.
of what the cause of it is. And I think that that's an important thing to just kind of point out, is that hair loss is the symptom.
Yes. It doesn't
Of
just
something
randomly
greater.
happen. It's
Right.
a symptom.
Yeah.
It's literally a sign that your body's giving you. And usually
Mhm.
it's a sign that happens further down the road. So you could have
Ooh.
somebody that's been dealing
It's already been going on for a
Yes.
while by the time the hair loss happens.
Yes.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And usually that's the symptom that's the straw that breaks the camel's back. Usually that's the one that sends people
To the
to
doctor.
the doctor.
Because they're like, oh, hell no. I can deal with the other things. I can deal with an upset
I'm going
stomach all the
bald.
time. I can deal with chronic inflammation and pain and swelling.
Chronic fatigue.
But my hair,
Yeah.
that's where I draw the line.
Well, they've
Um,
done studies that have shown that our hair is 50% of our self-esteem.
And I'm a statistics gal. I love
Mhm.
statistics. So hair is 50%, you said 50% of
Mhm.
our self-esteem. And then how much money are people willing to pay?
They've also done studies where women on average are willing to pay $100,000 a year.
A
get
year.
A year.
to restore their hair.
Mhm.
That's the figure.
And the
Right there.
statistics for depression and anxiety and
Mhm.
emotional distress as you are dealing with hair loss, it is through the roof.
Yeah.
So when you're somebody that has gone to the doctor just simply to get answers and you leave feeling worse than before you went, that takes even more of a toll on your emotional health. This is a big
Yeah.
deal.
And I think it's also important to point out that if you've already had a lot of medical things go on in your life, and then now you're having hair loss due to something else, like, and you already have that trauma of medical trauma and doctors and that kind of stuff, and you're like, oh, not this.
Yeah.
Not that, like, I could only imagine just how difficult, disheartening, and challenging
Mhm.
that would be for someone. So the first step is to identify what kind of hair loss
Yes.
you're having, and it can
Yes.
be more than one.
Yes.
And we need to identify it at the very minimum through blood work.
Yes.
Right. So first step is identifying it. Then the next step is
So let's say you were diagnosed with androgenetic alopecia, which typically will happen along your part line on the top of the head. So there's a scale called the Norwood scale for women. This gives you an illustrated diagram of what this type of hair loss will look like.
where you're finding
Yes.
that hair loss.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So you're diagnosed with that type of hair loss, but you've also noticed that around your hairline, your temple area and above your ear is getting thinner too. So now you've also been diagnosed with diffuse alopecia, which commonly is diagnosed as telogen effluvium, but the actual term is diffuse alopecia because there's more than one type. So anagen effluvium happens when somebody has cancer or when there's a toxicity issue and you're losing new hairs.
Gotcha.
So the actual term is diffuse alopecia. So let's say you're dealing with both of these. So we know that your androgenetic alopecia is happening because you have PCOS. So there's a specific way to tackle that form of hair loss. And then in your blood work, your ferritin was low and your vitamin D was low. So that leads us in the direction of, okay, there's a good possibility that the hair loss on the side of your head and in your temple area is being caused from those vitamin deficiencies. So then you address each type of hair loss differently. Once you've addressed the vitamin deficiency, that type of hair loss will slow down and you'll start to regrow hair. But like a vitamin deficiency is a great example. If somebody consistently has iron anemia, they always have low ferritin, you will deal with hair loss continuously until those vitamin deficiencies are resolved.
Gotcha. So if you stop taking the vitamins, you're going to find that the hair loss will come back.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's not, so in that specific scenario,
Yes.
it wouldn't be necessary. The long, like you're going to be on vitamins forever kind of thing, you know?
Until the vitamin is The deficiency is resolved.
Gotcha.
So one thing that we know for sure, studies started being published around July of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
We know for sure that COVID can drain our ferritin levels.
Mm-hmm.
I like to see ferritin between 80 and 100.
Mm-hmm.
So you would take an iron supplement until you are able to raise your ferritin to at least 80.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can
So you get ferritin from iron. I'm like, I don't know. Yes. I get ferritin.
Yeah, ferritin is your iron storage.
Okay.
So once you've gotten your ferritin levels to at least 80, then you can maintain your iron through your diet. You don't necessarily have to take an iron supplement forever.
I get it. Okay.
Vitamin D, you can supplement vitamin D, or you can increase your time in the sun daily to get more vitamin D from this. The sun is the very best source of vitamin D. So sometimes, like when hair loss is from a vitamin deficiency, you just would take that specific vitamin until the deficiency is resolved. Then you could maintain things through diet, through the sun, making sure that your nutritional needs are being met through your food first and then through a good multivitamin.
Amazing. So where would we get these vitamins? Like what kind of vitamins would you use? Because then there's that whole thing. Like, am I just buying, some random, am I buying some Target brand vitamin that I'm taking what are we taking?
Obviously, I mean, I think just about everybody knows that the FDA does not regulate supplements. And I think to really have a good amount of faith in what you're doing on a daily basis as your vitamin regimen, it can be beneficial to do your homework on supplement companies. This is something that I did a couple of years ago, and I came across Mary Ruth Organics, and I absolutely swear by them. I love the amount of information and time and effort that goes into vitamins they create or why they are made a specific way. They take the MTHFR gene mutation into consideration. This is a gene mutation. It's estimated that 30% of people have this gene mutation, and it changes the way that we methylate B vitamins.
Okay.
So folic acid is the synthetic version of folate. In somebody with the MTHFR gene mutation, folic acid will build up in the body and our body can't process it, and it's almost considered a toxin in the body. It also changes the way that our liver makes glutathione. Glutathione is a chelator for heavy metals that are building up in the body potentially. And you can have symptoms of other more serious conditions, autoimmune conditions, neurological disorders, just simply because of how your liver is detoxifying your glutathione production and the way that you methylate B vitamins. So this is something that Mary Ruth has always taken into consideration. I absolutely love that there's no worry of, can I take this? Is it okay to take this? Also, because so many people don't realize they have this gene mutation. I love that their vitamins are liquid. Liquid vitamins have an unbelievable absorption rate because your stomach is not working as hard to break them down before absorption occurs in the small intestine.
It goes in and it starts absorbing immediately.
Yes.
Yeah. That's awesome. I feel like we've talked so much about Mary Ruth today that I feel like I'm friends with Mary Ruth and her husband.
They are wonderful people. Yeah. I absolutely love them.
And you've had hours of phone conversations with them and, all that stuff. And I think that that's also really important to note too, that it's also a small family owned brand.
Yes.
Right?
Very family oriented. You can tell in videos that she has done or the way that she shares a lot about her family and her stories.
Yeah. And it seems like they're always developing the products. They're listening. Yeah. They're not creating the products they want.
Yes.
Or they think that people want. They're creating the products they know that their people want. Right?
A lot goes into that. There's a Mary Ruth's community page on Facebook. They've even reached out with questions. What would you, as our customers, like to see next? If you had this option of A, B, or C when it comes to a certain type of supplement, which would you rather see? They've asked questions like if it potentially would save you money on our products if we changed the packaging up a little bit. Would you want us to do that, or do you want us to keep things? It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, the thought and the effort and everything that goes into their brand as a whole, but then things individually I've been so impressed with that.
That's awesome.
And I absolutely swear by them.
Not
only that, but then also results. It's amazing to see people that have felt as if they've reached a dead end with their hair loss or their hair growth. And this is kind of a last ditch effort. Like, okay, I'm going to try this.
I'm going to try the vitamins.
I'm going to pray for a miracle. And so when they comment on a video or they send me a message and say, this is unbelievable.
I know. I've seen the comments on the lives.
Yes,
the live today. Yes.
My hair's completely changed. My hair loss is slowing down, or my hair is growing, or have all of these new little hairs. In my mind, I know that it will work.
Yeah.
But it's
validating.
Yes.
Seeing them tell you that it is working.
Right. And it can be, I'm going to get emotional. It can be, I know what that feels like to go through that. And so to know that somebody has reached their absolute dead end, they have hit rock bottom, they feel so bad about themselves, their self-esteem, their self-image. They don't want to participate in just family activities. They don't want to hang out with friends just simply because of their hair. And so when people start on a vitamin regimen and to message and say, this has completely changed my life.
Yeah. You know how deep that is when they say you've changed my life. You know that they're not just saying that. You really did change their life.
Well, it's just so neat to know that they went from, I don't think anything is going to help, to this has changed my life in the matter of, 6 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. Everything is completely different. I can't thank you enough. That it just means so much that one, I can be a sounding board at times for people that, they can talk about their frustrations, and I completely understand where they're coming from because I've dealt with hair loss myself. But to actually start working in the right direction to making their hair loss start to improve and start to regrow hair, that's such a powerful thing.
Our hair is our greatest accessory that we never take off. And so when you start losing that, it's who am I? That's for a lot of us, that's our identity, right?
Absolutely.
It's so much of it. I mean, I have a bald dog, and that's her identity is bald.
Well, especially if people have always been known
for their hair.
Long hair.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've always had long hair. They've always had thick hair. That's the other thing. There's been so many people that have reached out that have said, this is how people know me. I've always held on to my hair is a certain way, and it's always been this way. And so when that starts to change, it's almost like people don't know who they are.
Yeah. They struggle. It's just the biggest blow to your confidence. It just really is.
Especially if if you've taken the time to make a doctor's appointment, to talk to your doctor, to reach out to people and say, I need help. And depending on how your response is, one thing I hear all the time is, this is being caused by stress. You just need to not stress as much. What does that mean?
Yeah.
How do you not stress over losing your hair? So I have even found...
It compounds, right? Yeah. You're like, I'm stressed, I'm stressed, therefore I'm losing my hair, which is causing me more stress. It just... So just don't stress.
I found even just taking the time to talk to somebody and just helping them feel validated.
But even that, then it could be a cortisol issue, right?
Yeah.
Stress is a hormone. It's called cortisol.
And it's one that's often overlooked.
Yeah.
There's often things that are over, and cortisol is a big one. So we have two different layers of our adrenal glands, the cortex and the medulla. The cortex makes hormones like testosterone, cortisol, aldosterone. This is a hormone that's connected to water retention. If you deal with a series of events, let's say you changed jobs, you had to move to a different city, and you just don't like where you moved to. So it's a series of small events. This can lead to a constant fight or flight. Or let's say you tragically lost somebody very close to you. It was a very significant, psychologically stressful situation. It can put you into what's known as adrenal fatigue, where your adrenal glands are drained. They are constantly producing cortisol. Other hormones are suppressed. When your body, it's like a Doug moment on Up, where your body will squirrel and just focuses on cortisol production. Cortisol will inhibit the way that our body makes progesterone. Progesterone is our body's natural DHT inhibitor. So when you have somebody that's dealing with hair loss from stress, and it goes on long enough and it starts to change their sex hormones, then you can also morph into, now I'm going to be dealing with androgenetic alopecia as well. And so it's frustrating because cortisol is often overlooked, but it's also one of the most common reasons that people will experience diffuse alopecia.
And can set off a chain reaction.
It's a whole domino effect.
Yeah.
So when you go and you have blood work done, even if you have to be a little assertive with your doctor, or you make the plan to order your blood work yourself.
I'm doing that, by the way, because I've already got my own medical things where I'm like, I'm not gonna go in and fight anyone today, okay? I just want to get this done.
Yeah. No, once you have a good starting point, then the way that you can tackle your hair loss individually is much more effective, rather than just, oh, I saw an ad on social media. This sounds like it would be a good one. I'm going to throw all of my eggs into a basket and pray that this helps. And when it doesn't, then that frustration is even more. It's even harder because then you get to the point where you feel like you've literally tried everything and nothing is making a difference.
For sure. Yeah.
But it's because you have to start at the very beginning by doing blood work, looking at very specific things.
I mean, it makes complete sense that that's where you got to start.
Which I have people do a full thyroid panel, a CBC, their ferritin, their vitamin D, and then hormones. Sometimes it can be beneficial to look at magnesium too. And then hormones, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, free testosterone, DHEA, cortisol, and fasting insulin.
I like how you just spit all those off. You're amazing. What do you wish that hair professionals, knew about hair loss?
I wish that we as professionals behind the chair did not shut clients down so quickly when they casually start to mention that they're losing their hair. I wish that they knew just a little bit more of what to talk to their doctor about, what to ask for in blood work, what the different causes of hair loss are, why those causes happen, to better understand how the body works, almost in the way that a dietitian would. What are specific vitamin deficiencies going to lead to? So that when your client does say, well, I had blood work done, everything was checked. Okay, was your cortisol checked in your blood work? Was your ferritin checked in your blood work? Those two are often left out of just general blood work. So not everything was checked. So when your doctor says, oh, everything came back normal, well, what you checked came back normal, but you missed some things. So I wish there was a better understanding of questions that they could be asking their clients, or ways that they could be referring their clients to their doctor to get them on the right path.
At least asking the right questions, getting to the right results.
Yes. And then having a good referral system of, I'm going to actually help you. The relationship that we have with our clients is so unique. My clients are family and friends. I have done the majority of my clients for more than 10 years. I know things about my clients that they don't even know about themselves. And so It would make me sad as a professional behind the chair to have somebody come to me completely devastated. I've known them for years, and my reaction to their hair loss would be, I'm not
a doctor. Go to
your doctor. Yeah. We're not trying to replace medical advice by any means. It's just simply trying to steer people down the right path, to know questions to ask their doctor, to know how the body functions in general, so they can get a better idea of why their hair loss could possibly be happening versus unanswered questions that leads to more stress, which leads to more hair loss.
Absolutely makes sense. Now, we don't all have to be quite as educated and as knowledgeable as Melissa is and being able to spit off every single kind of hair loss possible. But I do think that it's so important that we are educating ourselves on the gaps in our knowledge and the gaps in our education, because beauty school, we all know, does not teach us everything. And hair loss specifically is one of those ones. Yeah. We've all heard we all know what alopecia is, but the different types of alopecia, the different causes, all of those different things we don't go into. And I find very strange, but I'm so glad that there are people like you who are doing that work up front to make sure that this information is getting out to as many people as possible, and as many people who are suffering from it as possible too, because you're not just educating your clients, you're educating the professionals on it as well.
Right.
And I think that that's, you're just doing such a service, honestly, to everyone for that. And I also want to say, I think it's really important to mention your involvement in all of this. Like, you have your relationship with Mary Ruth. We have a relationship now.
Yeah.
And we would not have released our toppers as fast as we did if you hadn't been like, I want toppers. I got people for it. I've got a market for it.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't even know Mary Ruth, but I can tell you that they've released products probably faster or put them into production and things faster, just because you have the voice and they're listening to the people who need it the most. And I want to say that because if you are using a brand, a company, a product, and you're loving it, or you're having issues with it, or you wish that it was a little different, say something. Please say something. Let us know, because we don't know unless you let us know. The squeaky wheel just gets the oil, and I feel like, we've released our toppers faster because of it.
In the beginning, when we came out with the hair care liposomal, it was hard for me to hear feedback from people. Mm-hmm. People would message and say things like, "It was absolutely disgusting. I can't stand the flavor.
Taste good." Yeah.
And I was legitimately offended. There were some days where I would even get emotional, and it was almost like, "Oh my gosh, my day's been ruined." I had spoken to David, Mary Ruth's husband, and he said, we actually really like any type of feedback, because that helps us improve what we're doing.
Yep. The negative feedback is still positive feedback no matter what. Like, we added swatches because that's what people wanted. So then I was like, oh, we can add swatches. So we started making swatches so people come try before they buy. Yeah. And then for us, we don't have as many people saying, oh, I want to return because I bought the wrong color. I don't want you to buy the wrong color. Yeah. That's the last thing I want. I want you to get exactly what you want. Yes. As soon as you can.
If you're going to invest the money in anything, you want to make sure that you're buying the right thing.
I don't want you to buy it if it's not the right product for you and your hair. I don't. I don't want you to be unhappy with it. And that's the beauty of small business too. There's real people behind these businesses listening and, giving that feedback. And I'm just really grateful to you. I'm so grateful that you're out here, that you came all the way out here for little old me.
This is awesome.
And
I'm so excited.
I'm gonna have to go out to Utah next month. Like, absolutely. I'm like, now we're gonna just have to make trips to come collaborate and do things together.
It's amazing how hair loss is becoming such a big part of our industry. It's not going to go away. If anything, this will progress and become even more of an issue. Yeah. And so it's nice that there are options like vitamins, things that you can use topically, toppers. There's becoming more of
solutions.
Yes, there are more solutions available to help you while you're in the process of losing your hair, you're in the process of regrowing your hair. Yeah. to help you essentially feel better about yourself.
Yeah. And I feel like vitamins, those are going to be a longer term solution because you're actually internally fixing things. Toppers are going to be your solution to the confidence in the meantime, right? And it can also be a long-term solution just in general because some of us just cannot grow the hair we want.
Yes.
That's just how it is.
Absolutely.
Right? And I didn't even know how many people wanted toppers. And then I was like, oh, dang, and started going down that rabbit hole, and it's been fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm just, again, I'm so grateful.
It's very eye-opening.
Yes.
Well, thank you for having me. This has been amazing.
Of course. I'm going to share all of Melissa's discount codes down below. So you'll have those for Amazon and Mary Ruth's website, as well as ours for extensions. So make sure that you check out those discount codes, use those discount codes. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
I really just,
this has been
so grateful.
If you're a licensed beauty professional looking to bring in hair extensions into your business to start retailing, head over to the professional tab on shopwedlocks.com. If you're interested in dabbling and getting yourself some hair extensions, head on over to the link in our description, follow the instructions, and you can send us some pictures of your hair in natural, indirect sunlight, and I'm more than happy to color match you. If you prefer to keep up with us in other places, you can find us on Instagram or TikTok, and our podcast is also available wherever you listen to your podcasts. All right, friends, catch you on the next one. Bye.